Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good day. This is Funmi, lead consultant, MAXIM-CONCEPTS consulting practice. And so today I continue my short talk on governance issue across board. And today we'll be looking at compliance and risk management. Compliance and risk management. And so for every organization, the board of directors need to develop a culture of ethic and compliance in an organization. That is the culture that there's a need to comply with both the internal and external external law, regulation, policies, compliance. And also the risk aspect talks about identifying the risk in an organization. There's a need to always identify the risk. Identifying the risk will help to curate it, whether it's a low risk, is a medium, or is high. Of which if it's high or medium, it means that some other step had to be taken. Some other things had to be done to reduce it to an acceptable level. But if it is low, it's something that any organization can still run with. And another one is assessing that risk. That is, we are analyzing it after identifying it, that okay, these are the likely risks that could occur in a space, in an organization. Then we now look at assessing that risk, analyzing it, evaluating it, the likelihood of it occurring. What are the things that we will do? What are the things that the control mechanism that we'll put in place to ensure that it does not get out of hand? And also you consider the aspect of risk mitigation. What are the things that will be done under this? We begin to look at what are the parameters to set, the controls that should be put in place so that the risk does not get out of hand, because risk cannot be completely eradicated. There's always an element of risk that is embedded in every operation, in any organization, and in any operation. As far as an organization is concerned, there's always a risk that is embedded in activities, in operation. And so what is expected is that how do we reduce it to an acceptable level so that it does not get out of hand. So we begin to think of the controls that should be in place to mitigate those risks that may occur, that may crystallize in the course of the operation of the organization. Then we look at the monitoring aspect. The monitoring aspect is now talking about continuous evaluation, continuous monitoring process, setting up KPIs, metrics to guide against the risk going beyond a certain parameters. So there will be continuous monitoring from time to time. Is this risk that is affecting this operation, this organization, is it still at this level? Has it not gotten out of hand from time to time? These are the questions that will be coming up. What else can we do to reduce it to an acceptable level? Is it even possible for us to transfer it? Is it possible for us to share it? Is it possible for us to avoid it entirely? So those are the things that will be coming up, just to ensure that the risk of the organization is put in, we set within a threshold that is minimal and is acceptable for the organization. And the last one is reporting on it. Very important. It has to be reported on. It has to be reported on to those charged with the governance in an organization, that this is the level of the risk of the organization. This is how we've been able to manage it. Because whether we like it or not, the risk in an organization will also, it goes in long way to determine whether that organization is sound as far as the corporate governance that is in operation in that organization is concerned. So there's a need to always report on it to the management, to those charged with the governance. Is the risk, the risk embedded in the operation, in the activity of organization? Have we been able to reduce it to an acceptable level, which in turn will promote, sound corporate governance in the organization? All right, that is all I have for us today. Thank you. Bye.